Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
Hey, you guys, welcome to the Smacked Raw podcast, your one-stop shop for all your WWE, AEW, NXT recaps, reviews, pay-per-view predictions. Little change up here. It's Kyle hosting. Of course, we've got the steady Kevin going. What's going on, Kev?
How's it going, people?
Hey, man. Oh, dude. Just excited to be back on AEW. I feel like it's been, like a month or so, if not a little bit more, since I've been on the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably longer than that, honestly.
Yeah, under the circumstances, not the best, but at the end, glad to be here. Of course, if you guys are tuning in and you watched our Raw recap, I did make the announcement that Rob Roode for the foreseeable future has stepped away from the show. Yeah, boo, Rob. Who am I gonna mooch our catchphrases off of now, huh?
Yeah.
Go figure. I had 2 T-shirts in the work. I already made one, both based off Rob. Ruined now, Kev. I'm glad I didn't print them. Glad I didn't have them printed. Then I'd be really upset. I'd tell Rob he needs to have at least another 3-month extension on his contract.
Yeah.
Freeze his stuff like they do to like Luke Harper and all of them. Hey, you guys, we're a pro wrestling podcast. Make sure to tune in on Spotify, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music, I think Apple Podcasts now, iTunes, all that fun stuff, Podbean. Of course, we're on YouTube as well. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. We're trying to get at 100 subscribers. At that point, I think we've settled on we're going to hold Vince down and force him to watch Cats.
Is that what we landed on?
That's what I'm trying to get done. Man. Vince ain't excited.
That sounds pretty appropriate to me. So
I'm telling you, it's not too cruel. It's not too cruel.
No.
Kev, how you been, man?
What's that?
I said, how you been, dude?
Great, man. Living life, enjoying wrestling. Super Bowl last weekend. That was fun,
Who was did you have a dog in the fight in the Super Bowl? I know your Bills lost, but did you jump on the bandwagon of either San Francisco or Kansas City?
I rooted for Kansas City only because of the George Kittle stuff, and I don't know if you were aware of it, but he was doing the Sierra Madro Lucha Bros stuff.
No,
like as a touchdown celebration.
Hell no, I didn't know about that.
I thought that was pretty fucking cool. So that was the only reason why I was rooting for him, but I didn't really care who won.
Okay. Got you now. I was rooting for San Francisco, just because I'm a Patriots fan, and Garoppolo backed up Brady for many years, and during the Deflategate, Garoppolo led the Patriots to get 3 out of the 4 wins on the suspension, so I became a fan of him. And of course he lost, but I was still okay with Kansas City winning because of, what's the head coach's name again? I forget.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid finally getting a Super Bowl ring after being in the business for almost 2 generations or 2 decades, so
yeah.
I was all right with it, man. But I'm a Pats fan, so better luck next year. Brady had that ad for I think Hulu or something, kind of a little fake teaser that he might be retiring, and then at the end he announced he wasn't going nowhere. We all knew he wasn't going nowhere.
I had a really good joke lined up for you about Monday night, and then I fell asleep like a jackass about the Tom Brady commercial. I can't remember what in context it was for wrestling, but I was going to say something about how the only way Tom Brady was seen in the Super Bowl this year was on,
on a Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah. Obviously that's, I'm sure I wasn't the only one to make that joke, but still,
Yeah, I saw a ton of memes that Belichick was like running on the field with a Money in the Bank contract and turning the game into a triple threat.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I was having fun with that one. Hey, you guys, listen, if you want to go ahead and chat with us, we're always trying to interact with our fans. We've probably been bugging you to drop questions in the comments for the shows and everything. Hit us up on Twitter at SmackDrawPod, myself at The Kai Tai Show. Kevin over here is at Kevin Crazy. That's crazy, or no, at Kevin Crazy 316, and that's crazy with a K. We are also found on Discord. Look up the Smack Draw Podcast Discord server. We're heavily interacting with our friends and fans over there. Sebastian is always going off about some fantasy booking and his opinions on angles, and him and Colin, man, they go back and forth in that Discord server. A lot of fun, and you can also find some of your other fun creators in there too. We got Queen of NE, she's in there. Got a couple new podcasts in there too as well. It's turning into a fun thing, man. Don't miss out. Like I said, look up the Smack Draw Podcast on Discord to hit us up, man.
Always talking wrestling in there.
Always talking wrestling.
Yeah.
And speaking of talking wrestling, I guess it's about time that we actually do some of that as well. We're here to cover AEW's Dynamite, man. Hailing from Alabama. What is it? Roll Tide? Is that their thing over there?
Yes. Yeah.
Roll Tide.
Yep.
Yeah, man. AEW in a nutshell. This is what Vince and I like to do. We give out our grades right away.
Okay.
Yeah. I gotta say, man, I'm such an AEW stan. I try to fight it, but I am, dude. I'm gonna give tonight's show, man. You know what? Let me not act like I'm playing favoritism. I'm gonna give it a solid B+. I'm gonna give it a really big B+. We had really good angle with Moxley. Had an incredible 4-on-4 tag team match with the Elite taking on Butcher Blade and the Lucha Bros. And there was some great stuff mixed in there. Britt Baker had something. I can't wait to talk about that as well. And also, dude, that ending angle with Cody and the lashes, which by all means easily could have been terrible, ended up being so engaging you couldn't take your eyes off the screen. That was awesome. So I'll give it a B+. Kevin, you go ahead. Take the floor, man. What did you think?
I mean, I would say about a B. So I'm not far off from where you were at. And, yeah, I mean, like you were saying about the lashes, too. Like, I was like, this is gonna do this. You know what I mean? Like, I did not have high hopes for that segment at all. But, oh, my God. Like, acting and, like, the story that they told during that segment was absolutely insane. You know, like, it was so good. Of course, the 4-on-4 tag match was really, really good. And I'm typically not into, like, the big, tag matches like that. Like, 6-man tag matches are a little much, even for me sometimes. So, like, I feel like it can get really muddled and stuff. But those guys, I mean, the Elite was insane, because they always are, and I like the seeds that they're planting too. Well, I guess the seeds have been there, but the more, like the Hangman betrayal that looks like it's going to come at some point, somehow. Kenny Omega kind of being the moderator there. We'll see, Yeah, Britt Baker lost the match. I was into that, finally. What else? Yeah, I missed a little bit of the Kip Sabian and Joey Janela match. But I'm into that rivalry, The only thing that I was, like, there were parts of that the Britt Baker match, like, it seemed a little off. I don't really know how to describe it.
You saying there was like that the chemistry wasn't all the way there during the Britt Baker match? You cut out for a second. I just want to see if we got that.
Yeah. Like, it just, I don't know. There was just something about it. Like, it felt like they missed their spot maybe a couple times or something like that. Like a couple of, it felt a little awkward at times. That's all.
The ending angle on that was way more engrossing than the actual match was. Is what I thought. To me, I was like, okay, this is just an enhancement match for Britt Baker, which I was wrong on that. And then what happened? What preceded the match? That caught my attention big time. Oh, big time. I can't wait to get into that. But you said so, solid B.
Yeah. I would say so. Almost B+ for me. So I'm not that far off from where you were.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this rundown now. We opened up tonight's show with a Jon Moxley taking on one half of Pride and Powerful, Ortiz, or X-Lax, as a lot of us like to call him. I love that. I think it was JR made the Metal Gear Solid reference. They called Moxley Big Boss as he came.
You're right.
Yeah, man. Got me right there. Got me right there, dude. Because that's what I've been thinking for weeks, looking at the pictures of him, and whenever I was able to tune in, I was like, man, he really resembles Big Boss or Snake from Metal Gear Solid. And so to get acknowledgement on the air is always going to get a little bit of a pop.
Hell yeah.
Another thing that was really cool about the match was the fact that they said this was Ortiz's first singles match since August of 2016.
That's crazy.
It is crazy because he's really good in the ring. And then the match was fun. No real highlights, spot fest for me, but it was still a solid match, and it was definitely enhanced with Chris Jericho on commentary, and then the little bits of Sammy Guevara jumping in there. One in particular was Chris Jericho saying, "Don't make any friends." Right? You hear me, Sammy? Don't make any friends. And Sammy just quickly chimes in. He's like, "Yes, sir. Got it. Writing it down now." like just really playing into that really fun mentor role that they have. Yeah. So Jericho. Now Moxley ended up winning with the paradigm shift. He gets quickly jumped by Santana. While Jericho and the rest of Inner Circle are still on commentary, and Moxley pulls out a paradigm shift on Santana, pulls out the key. I'm thinking he's gonna throw that key into the crowd. He then positions it between his fingers. It pretty much executes Santana. He motions to him. He says an eye for an eye. And then he jabs that thing into Santana's eye, essentially blinding him. Brutal stuff, man. Set the tone. Set the tone, man. Moxley retreated because Inner Circle came down, chased him off. Santana's laid out, obviously. And right away, man, had us hooked out the gate.
Absolutely.
Dynamite started with some fire. Following the match, we had SCU's Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky taking on Best Friends with Orange Cassidy out there, cheering him on in his own, Orange Cassidy way. I saw some hate earlier. I missed it, but I guess JR got the names wrong again and called him Too Cold Scorpio. Saw our boy Vince jumping on that. He'll jump on any AEW 8 he can.
I didn't notice.
What's your take on JR and him flubbing all the names? I find it personally, I get why people hate on it, but me personally, I find it endearing. I give JR a pass so easily on all this stuff.
I mean, I do too. I do too. I give him a pass, but I understand, the criticism. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, dude, I mean, you are a professional, but but. It hurts my soul to say it, but time may have passed.
Yeah. No, I mean, if it ain't, it's coming up. If it hasn't, it's definitely around the corner.
His best days are definitely behind him.
Oh yeah. They're still in the 90s, man. The 90s were the best days. Obviously, I'll make no excuses about that. I'd like to see when he does ultimately go. I don't know if that's what the plans are. I'd love to see Taz take over.
Oh, yeah.
Taz is in my, probably my favorite commentary, favorite on commentary next to JR from when I was a kid. I loved Taz, man. There was something about him that felt more authentic to me as a kid listening to him, and yeah, it's always a breath of fresh air hearing him. I do like Shivani and Excalibur too. I really don't mind the current commentary situation, but I get
oh, no.
people getting annoyed. You're a big wrestling fan and you want AEW to succeed or you don't want it to. So it's easy to get upset whenever you hear mistakes being made because you want them elevated to that same level as WWE and all that stuff. And so I get it. I get it, man. I get it.
I get it, but I don't know. It just feels, a little nitpicky and stuff to me, especially when you have like the WWE guys saying that, when you have King saying legitimately offensive.
Oh God, dude.
On Raw, and
King,
you're like,
I learned on Raw I would prefer Byron Saxton over King. You know how crazy, like how bad you have to be if people are like, yeah, I'd take Byron Saxton over you.
100%.
Yeah.
And I totally hear you. Like,
yeah. No offense to Byron. No offense to you, man. Like it's not like I think you're a bad guy, but when you weigh out the options, sorry, Byron, you're not on the top of anyone's list. At least I don't think so.
But you're better than King.
Better than King. Night and day.
Yeah.
So how we got here? SCU picked up the victory.
By the way, totally pulling for best friends in this match. Rob loved them.
Yeah, he does.
Favorite tag team. He wants them to have the belt so bad.
You're gonna have to wait a little bit. They'll get them.
Yeah,
they will get them. Yeah. They'll get them. But he's gonna have to put that one on hold. There was a nice reversal angle. It looked like they were gonna get, I think, like an assisted pile driver, but ended up getting it reversed into a sunset flip bomb with the pin. SCU wins. Afterwards, the Dark Order comes out. They beat everyone down. So I've missed like the last 2 episodes of AEW, or I've only catch glimpses. What's going on with Dark Order and Christopher Daniels?
Well, this is from a while ago. I don't know if you remember, like back when, like right before Full Gear, like when, or at the very end of the tag tournament when Christopher Daniels got hurt. It was the Dark Order that took him out, I believe, when Scorpion Sky had to come in his stead.
They did for the inaugural championship. Yeah, because Scorpio Sky had to friggin' wrestle in like his socks.
Exactly.
I remember.
But they've been trying to like recruit him ever since after that happened. I don't remember exactly how recently anything's happened, but there's been a couple times where they've come into the ring and like offered him a mask like that, like they did tonight. Somebody up.
So, but essentially, what I gathered from it is they're trying to recruit him. The Dark Order is trying to recruit a lot of people, and I guess they're going after Christopher Daniels.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah. So that's
no, nothing really significant over the last couple of weeks. This has been the most significant thing that's happened between them in a while.
Yeah.
To my knowledge.
So which angle do you prefer more? Christopher Daniels with the crisis of confidence from that botch, or Christopher Daniels having to put up with Dark Order's bullshit?
I think I want him to stay with SCU. I definitely don't want him to join the Dark Order.
Well, because didn't he have another angle going the other month where from that initial botch, and he was getting called out every week, like, do you still got it, old man, and this and that?
That's right. I forgot about when he tried to do that, like Hurricane
the flipsy do.
He fell on.
You will carry the torch for him.
When he fell on the middle rope or whatever. Yeah. Okay. So you're saying keep the angle from that, like, old man proving himself and shit like that. Is that what you're trying to say?
I was just saying, well, for what, I guess maybe I worded it funny. Has anything come of that? Did anything come of that? Did he have a blow-off match?
Not that I remember. He probably
Not that you
did,
remember.
But I don't remember.
Hey, look, man. I'm just trying to create content here. Okay, we'll move on.
Well, you failed because apparently I'm, I don't remember shit. So.
So Christopher Daniels comes out after Orange Cassidy turns down the Dark Order, and they proceed to beat Orange Cassidy down. Christopher Daniels comes out for the save. Dark Order actually backs off. Christopher Daniels is pushing for the fight. Dark Order's like, nah, boys, let's get out of here. Given the tease, they're not out to hurt Daniels. They want him on their side. So nice.
I thought that made a lot of sense. I like that a lot.
Yes. So coming up here, this is my first part I'm really excited to talk about, man. The match between Britt Baker and Yuka Sakazaki. Yeah, Sakazaki, I believe. Yes. I'm just completely butchering her name.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've missed this chick. So for the longest time, I remember after AEW kickstarted, because she was on, Double or Nothing, I believe?
I think so.
Yeah, I thought she was Riho, which messed me up for a minute. But my fault, my bad. But no, so she comes out. Her and Britt Baker, they don't have the best match. They don't. There's like you said, a little bit missing in the chemistry. Yuka ends up winning via the crucifix pin, missing the hooking of the leg. I thought Britt was going to kick out, but she didn't. She gets pinned. And then while Yuka is celebrating, Britt nails her with the ring bell to the back of the head. She's laid out, and then Britt doing her best Derek Vineyard impression from American History X, man. Positions the bottom rope in Yuka's mouth and then proceeds to curb stomp her on it, knocking out several teeth, blood coming out the mouth, looking really, really disturbing. And then ultimately clutches in the, the mandible claw. What's her mandible claw's name?
Oh, Jesus.
Lockjaw.
There you go.
Puts on the lockjaw, and I'm horrified. And now, also, I don't know, maybe it's the little bit of a break I've had from AEW. I missed, I think, 2 weeks. The last show I saw was the Bash at the Beach before the Jarrah Cruise.
Okay.
No, actually, I saw the Jarrah Cruise. I missed the week before that, watched the Jarrah Cruise, and then missed the week following.
Oh, okay.
But I will say, with this brutal and heinous act Britt Baker has pulled off, I'm now enticed to see her next time. Because now we realize not only is Britt a heel and going to run down people like JR and Shivani, she will fuck you up. If given the opportunity. And so, with that being said, I think Britt Baker's turned it around for me, in my opinion. I understand if other people want to hold the reservations for her. But for me, now I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this goes. And I'm scared for anybody else who gets in the ring with her.
Oh, hell yeah. Rob and I talked about that last week. Thought that the promo that she did last week, fire.
Yeah.
You know, like, she was crisp. She was like, she came with it. It was topical. It made sense. You know, it's like the week on the Jarrah Cruise or whatever, the week before, like, it felt like they were literally like going to commercial because she was doing such a bad fucking job. Like, it was awkward. I don't know. Like, it was not good.
Dude, my favorite part was Shivani lipping like, what the fuck? Dude, like, yeah.
But yeah, no, she's totally turned it around. You're right. Yeah, I mean, minus, you know, that kind of awkward in-ring stuff. I'm sold on her. I thought, you know, brutal. She was good at selling being a total villain, you know. Mm-hmm. Like, she really wanted to hurt her, you know.
Is this the most violent act that we've seen on TV? Well, on AEW?
I don't know.
Dude, losing teeth via curb stomp is pretty gruesome.
John Moxley practically lost his eye.
I missed that. So how did that go about? What was that spot that Moxley lost? Got the junk.
It was after they invited him into the inner circle.
I remember. I saw the one that he turned him down. Like, I was on that show, and then I think it was the very next week is the one I missed.
Yeah, I think you're right. I can't remember exactly how it happened, but, you know, he was jumped by the inner circle. Jericho pulls him up, takes the spike off of his goddamn crazy Mad Max leather jacket.
Okay, so it was via spike from the jacket.
Yep.
Got you.
Yeah,
Okay. And it was Jericho who delivered the blow, obviously.
Yep.
Wouldn't it make sense? You have freaking Sammy Guevara out there. You know what I mean? It's got yeah. Okay. Cool, man. Cool. All right, because I'm digging the look. I wonder how long he's going to have that for.
Was that Jericho?
No, Moxley with the
eye. Moxley. Yeah.
Yeah. So following that, man, that's a hard one to follow, following the curb stop angle, excuse me. But it was definitely shown up. We had the Elite, so we had the Young Bucks, and the new champions, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page taking on the Blade, the Butcher, and the Lucha Bros. And for me, easily match of the night. This match was awesome. I'm kind of glad that we don't have Sebastian on tonight's show because I'm afraid he'd nitpick the shit out of this thing.
Oh yeah.
For me, I don't know. Like, I guess I might get caught up in the matches. For one, too many high spots to count. But just to summarize it, Rey Fenix is a madman. Rey Fenix he's future champion. I already know it. He's going to be future champ of the business easily. But you had almost like one of those segments. Remember the famous SmackDown segment where all the big guys would come in one after another, delivering their finisher one after another. We had something similar in this match, where just one after another, guys from either side are hitting reversals, big moves, and it was awesome. It was awesome. The crowd was losing their stuff, and ultimately, though, it came down to Hangman Page needing to tag one of his teammates in, but refusing to tag in the Young Bucks, and I think Kenny was pulled off the apron as well. So Hangman Page says, "No, I got this." He ends up receiving an assisted package pile driver from the Lucha Bros. Takes the loss for his team. Everybody's clearly upset. Kenny Omega had to play peacekeeper, but this match was awesome. If you were going to go back, watch one match from tonight's show, you have to watch this one, hands down. And then, but if you had to watch a segment from the show, you have to watch the closing angle. The Lashes was just fucking awesome.
Unless you're Sebastian, don't watch this match.
Don't watch this match, Sebastian.
No, I'm just kidding. You'd probably like it.
I think he would. Actually. Nothing threw me that they were breaking the rules because people were coming in and out in succession. They were doing it quickly. You just didn't
I noticed the ref using the 10 count thing too a lot in that match. You know.
Seb mentioned that in Discord. He was like, "Did they break the 10-second rule?" And I was like, "They break what?" And so, okay, I get it now. That makes sense.
Yeah, because they made a big deal of like mentioning that on commentary and stuff too during that match. And like I said, I saw the ref doing it a couple times.
Nice. Okay. So this match was, in my opinion, very, very good. Hell, I might actually watch it again before the night's out. But
you know, Oh, sorry, man.
No, go ahead.
I don't have a problem with these spot fest matches like this. You know, to a certain extent. You know what I mean?
It's what brought them to the dance.
Yeah, and it's exciting. I don't give a shit what anybody says. You know, like. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a fine line, and you can certainly cross it. But like, they didn't even come close. To that match, you know, like.
Yeah, it's literally what brought them to the dance. The AEW, if memory serves me correct, they wanted to be a collection of different genres of indie wrestling, essentially, sprinkled in with hopefully the production value of WWE. And so you have the high octane tag division, which was, they made no bones about it. They wanted that to be the forefront of the show. And then I
think they've accomplished that.
Yeah, because that's I think what gets the crowd the loudest, unless you have an angle like the ending angle of the evening.
Yeah, Moxley maybe.
Yeah, but they have the death match stuff on occasions. They've got the comedy stuff. You know, they're bringing so many different genres. You know, and granted, if you want to sit there and nitpick it, you can nitpick it. But then again, you have to also think to yourself, it's pro wrestling. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's pro wrestling. You could nitpick the shit out of any pro wrestling. You know what I mean? Why pick on the fucking shit that's the most high impact and like fast paced stuff that's like fun to watch? Granted, I get people out there who love your storytelling, you know, but it's not like AEW hasn't done that. All you need to do, look at the end of the night or go back and watch Cody versus Dustin in arguably match of the year last year out of all companies, you know,
Absolutely.
for your storytelling. So
and the other thing is too is like I watch wrestling for fun. Like I'm looking for things that I like about it more than things that I don't like about it. You know what I'm saying? So like a dude jumping around like a fucking maniac is fun. I don't know. Like it's even if it is choreographed with like three other dudes and they're gonna slam each other. I don't know. Like I like that stuff a lot. Like it's super fun.
I get it. Now I will say the one thing that I don't like. I'll add some. Hey, look, I'm not completely biased here. I do not like it when there's no reason for guys to be standing on the outside for a really long period of time. Sometimes they time it well and they get to their spot just in the right time. But yeah, if they're standing around meandering for like 20 seconds, hell, even 10 seconds is an eternity, just waiting for a guy to jump on them, then yeah, I'll admit that's kind of stupid. And if you're already having a stale match, then it really takes away from it. But But for the most part, man, just let them do their thing in the tag division. Like I said, man, that's what brought them to the dance. Why do you think the Young Bucks' popularity was so much? It wasn't just the Being the Elite show. It was because they delivered this style of match with a bunch of other people who could also deliver it, and it just blew up. So now we finally get to see it on national television, and it's fucking amazing, people.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say, too. Lucha Bros and Young Bucks, that's how they, made their bread, basically. So
exactly.
Why not let them do what they're best at? Because they rule at it, and I like watching it. So give me more.
Not to mention, it makes NXT have to do the same shit over there, which nobody's complaining about that, and within good reason. NXT's tag division's hot as well.
Whoa!
Holy shit! Man, did you just catch a robber? Remind me not to sneak into your house, man. That dog sounded vicious.
Nah, I think the cat was fucking with him. They're having a AEW post-show match in my living room.
All right, let's move on from the 6-man tag. We have after the match, Kenny Omega's left in the ring. Shivani's about to deliver an interview, but Pac backstage interrupts on the Titantron. He's looking very, very aggressive towards standing by Riho, just standing with the championship. Kind of awkward. She didn't piss off and leave or something. Do something. Also, it's kind of weird that Shivani is there narrating what appears to be a hostage situation.
Right?
So it was kind of there was some holes to this. But Pac just says, apparently you didn't care about Michael Nakazawa. You didn't do anything to save him. So I got Rio here. In which case, Kenny promptly gets on the mic. Was like, man, cut the shit. We'll have our match. And Pac coyly says, I wasn't going to do anything, to her. I wouldn't do that. He steps off frame. Nyla Rose jumps in, blasts Rio from behind, puts her through a table. And then
she didn't put her through the table. She tried to put her through the table, and Rio was too small to break the goddamn table.
Oh shit! I missed that. I must have looked away. Yeah, Rio. Yeah, that table got to be heavily gimmicked for Rio to go through one. God dang.
It kind of just gave a little bit, and that was it. It was
maybe put her through one of those little oh man, what are those really cheap coffee tables you can get at Walmart? Where it's it's not even particle board. Everything just twists together. I bet you go through one of those.
Yeah. Probably.
It's announced that next week Riho, I guess, will be defending her championship against Nyla Rose. It's the rematch, obviously, for the inaugural championship match. Which you gotta believe it. Nyla's getting that belt next week. Yeah.
I'll protest if she doesn't. I'm over Riho, honestly.
I'm not sold on Nyla, man. I don't know what it is.
I don't know that I'm necessarily sold on Nyla, but I'm so
over Riho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not sold on her at all, to be honest with you. It's just hard to kayfabe it with somebody like her, especially wrestling against Nyla Rose. And I know that's who she wrestled, for the inaugural championship. But there was a cool story to tell there,
Yeah,
and it was easy to get behind.
The story now is Rio's too busy to. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, but the story now is Rio's too busy to defend her belt on AEW.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
like, and I mean, I think it's just time for a title change. They weren't afraid to pull the trigger on the tag belt. I wouldn't surprise me either.
Okay. Yeah, man, I could see that. I really firmly believe, like, yeah, Riho's time with the belt. And you know what's going to suck is typically when the belts change hand, it's supposed to be a big payoff. I feel like this is just going to feel like just another match. It'll be swept under. Like her match, her title reign won't be looked upon fondly. It'll just be kind of there, which is a shame, man. Which is a shame because she did start off really hot off that victory.
She did. Well, and especially like it was at Full Gear where she had that 6-woman tag match, I believe, where she did pin Nyla Rose too. Wasn't that the case?
I can't remember, dude. My memory.
Or like Double or Nothing.
The Sebastian's the one with like the iron trap for like wrestling memory. That dude doesn't forget anything.
Yeah, he'd probably be able to tell me like to the second how long the match was and shit like that.
Yeah. But not only do we have the women's championship announced, we have a title rematch between SCU and versus Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. That's intriguing.
Yeah.
So SCU goes on and wins. Well, obviously this is one win. Have they won another? Have they been winning since they've lost the belt? It's only been like 1 week. I feel like I've only missed a week.
It's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
Won. They won tonight, obviously.
Yeah.
It's the Best Friends, which I think was a quality win.
Yeah.
This one's so hard to predict for me, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because you got Hangman Page over here, who his heart obviously isn't in it with the crew. Yeah,
exactly.
He's clearly doing his own thing, but just fate is keeping him around the elite instead of he's like being the elite. No pun intended, but yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It is interesting. Hangman Page is obviously the wild card.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, maybe who knows? You know what I mean? Or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like I could see either way, and people still feeling like Kenny was a face after the shit that Hangman's been doing, especially after tonight when he wouldn't tag in either one of the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, I mean, we cut out for a second, but you pretty much, I believe what you said is kind of like a coin flip. The story could go either way and make sense next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think what's going on with the bandwidth is because we stream our cable. Pretty sure my wife probably just loaded a TV show. Like she probably just like booted something up on demand or something.
Divorced her.
Hey,
no,
look.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
So following all of that, we got a nice vignette. Oh, man, I love Darby Allin. So this is something I missed. He got guillotined by the Inner Circle on his skateboard.
Yeah. Who was it that did it to him? You cut like just the audio cut out for a second.
I said it looked like in the vignette it was the Inner Circle that guillotined him with his own skateboard.
Sorry, you cut out again. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh man. No, you're good. You're good. It looks like we're having some technical issues over here.
I remember it happened, but yeah, I'll just stroke my beard.
No, you're fine, bro. You're fine. No, it's mainly I think the stream that's messing up, the live stream, which is good. The recording's still good. That's what's important. But either way, looked like Darby Allin for the fourth time was guillotined by I believe the Inner Circle on his own skateboard, and then ended up. So that was the vignette of what happened to him. He takes out a flamethrower and burns the cardboard cutout of Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, it's kind of awkward now trying to follow during all the technical issues.
Really good. Huh?
I said it's kind of awkward. There's like an awkward silence going on right now because of all the technical issues that just popped up. I'm about to go change the password to my Wi-Fi. Is what's about to happen, man.
Uh-oh.
No. So yeah, let's just power on out of this. We had a match between Kip Sabian with Penelope Ford out there taking on Joey Janela. This was a by the books or by the numbers match here. These guys have been circling each other for a minute. They have a standard match. Penelope Ford is in the wrong place at the wrong time. She ends up getting, I think, bumped into by Sabian, but ends up rolling up Joey Janela, grabbing the tights for the win, keeping this feud going.
Yep.
We'll have to see where that goes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm into it.
Yes.
I'm totally into it. Give me like a, Falls Count Anywhere match or something like that at Revolution, do something crazy like that. I'd be totally down.
Yeah, I'd be down too, man. Totally.
Something,
Yeah, absolutely. Backstage in the stairwell, we start to get an interview. Chris Jericho tells the interview with Inner Circle. Chris Jericho chimes in, tells the interviewer to shut your ass, which is my favorite insult now. I'm going to start using that on a daily basis. But Santana, now with matching eye patch to Moxley, comes out, hops on the mic, delivers a really impassioned promo. Next week we're having the match between Santana and Moxley. Match is labeled eye for an eye. I believe that's just labeling. I don't think that any type of match stipulation. At least I would hope not. Like, you win by gouging the remaining eye out or something? Jesus Christ, man.
Actually, now I hope that is what's going on.
They pull like a Kill Bill on that. Who was that? Who was the chick in Kill Bill? She had the eye patch, and then Uma Thurman ended up snatching the other one. And, yeah, that would be so mean.
Daryl Hannah, isn't that who it was?
I think so. Yeah, that would be brutal as hell, man.
Yeah. Fucking it was brutal in that movie,
That was a brutal ass movie, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, dude. After which, it looks like we cut to a commercial break in a prescription advertisement, but it ends up being a Dark Order commercial. Dude, I love these. Dude, that caught me so off guard. Yeah. No, you could have tuned it out. You could have tuned it out because it, by the books, looked like any other generic prescription drug commercial. And then by the end, they essentially said something like take two Dark Orders or something like that. Like something stupid. But or try Dark Order. Yeah, no, it was fucking perfect. It caught me off guard. Like I had to toss it in there. I was like, man, it was lovely. Good stuff.
I really like what they're doing with them.
Man, me
really
too.
Like what they're doing
me too. So the news was it was supposed to be Marty Scurll, but then in last second he turned it down. So now the heavy favorite is where they're thinking Brody Lee, former Luke Harper.
Yep, I've heard that too.
Yeah, do you think you think he's going to do? I mean, he's it's pretty much confirmed he's AEW bound. They even have the date of his debut. He's going to be.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, AEW. It's next month. Because he'll be clear to wrestle here in like a week or so. But they want to hold off because AEW is holding a show in Rochester, New York, which apparently is his hometown. How far are you from Rochester?
I live in Rochester, man. Like, I'm planning on going to that show. Like, the arena's like 20 minutes from my place.
Dude, you need to go. You're gonna see you'll see Brody Lee debut in AEW, man.
Yeah, fucking A. I didn't realize all that was gonna go down.
Yeah. So that's what it looks like. They're holding off on debuting him for the Rochester crowd because they want to try and get like the rumors. If rumors are to be correct, is to to elicit a really loud reaction.
Oh shit!
So they want to debut him in his hometown.
No, I thought you were gonna be a dickhead and just be like, he's debuting just for you, Kevin Crazy, in Rochester, New York. I was like,
no, man.
No, I didn't know that. That's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
I was talking to Rob about that last week because I told him I want to try and get MJF's Garbage Plate, which is just this terrible fucking food that we eat in Rochester. Because he was talking shit about how bad he thought it was. The AEW is debuting in New York and it's not in the city.
Oh,
about it. Like, I mean, just on Twitter, he didn't say anything like on TV or anything, but it was. I thought it was. I popped for it, you know.
That's awesome. Oh man. Oh dude. So yeah, you got to go to that show, man. You got to go.
Oh, yeah.
Live tweet
Absolutely.
it, take some pictures, man. You might see Brody Lee debut. So you think? So you think he's gonna do his own thing, or do you think he's gonna be the leader of Dark Order if he debuts?
That's a good question. As far as the Dark Order goes, I mean, I could see him doing that. The other big rumor, which is frankly starting to make a little more sense to me, is Adam Page. Like, just
I have heard some rumblings about that.
Yeah, just because of the way that he's been like acting towards the Elite and all that shit. Like,
yeah,
I could see it happen. But Brody Elite, I mean, he makes more sense. You know, like, if he's going to keep the same kind of gimmick that he had, you know, like
the Wyatt family. I mean, you really could write it. Writes itself.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's necessarily what I want, but from a continuity standpoint, it would make a lot of sense.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I know I've heard some people, they want to just see him do his own singles run because the guy's a hell of a performer. He's good on the mic. You know what I mean? So they want to see him do his own thing, but putting him in people worry that putting him in another stable can take some of the focus off this guy that people have wanted a spotlight on. My thing is though, if the spotlight, if he is in the Dark Order, I believe the spotlight will still be heavily on him. I think a lot of the promo time will be taken away from Evil Uno and passed on to Brody Lee. And I don't know if that will necessarily put Evil Uno into henchman territory. I don't know what the. Yeah, I hope not, man. I like what Evil Uno's been doing, man. I like it. Yeah. I like it. But so they'd have a couple hurdles with him in the Dark Order, but it would make a lot of sense, man. I'd be there for it. I'd be there for it, though.
Well, like I said, I wouldn't be mad at it. The biggest thing that I think that I wouldn't like about it, you know, it would take away from Evil Uno, and I think that would just be kind of unfair, you know, even though it would make sense and it would be badass.
Well, I mean, they were going to do it regardless with Marty Scurll. You think Evil Uno's going to get a lot of mic time if you got Scurll out there? You know, it was already going to happen. So we'll see. But Evil Uno, man, hey, listen, man, don't sleep on this guy. Evil Uno's some good stuff. He's some good stuff.
He really is.
So we get a backstage. I don't remember exactly when this happened, but backstage, the reporter catches up with Adam Page and the Bucks. This was a lovely moment. Everyone's going, "What the hell happened out there, Page?" You know, Bucks are obviously pissed off with him, They come out, they say, "I don't know what your problem is." And I think it was Matt Jackson says, "I know what your problem is." He takes the beer out of Adam Page's hand, who looks kind of down for a moment. You know, they walk out of frame. It's just Adam Page now who had his beer confiscated. And then in his hand off of frame, he pulls up a pitcher of beer, takes a swig from that shit. And the crowd pops like fucking hell, man. God damn, dude. He's got such a good character. The alcoholism angle has always been a weird thing to touch on because you don't want to be known for glorifying alcoholism, but at the same time, you're not a PG show. You know what I mean? Fucking, this is what people do. I mean, you got Joey Janela smoke cigarettes, you know, and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird, man. You don't want to, you know, be a snowflake and be like, "Oh, we shouldn't have any like drinking and smoking. Think of the children bullshit." But on the other hand, too, you got to think of the children. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't have a horse in this race. I think he's cool as fuck, though.
I like him too. And I think you're right. I mean, I think it's like, it's one of those things that if you do it right, it's really fucking awesome, you know? But it's so easy to screw it up and look cheesy and frankly a little offensive, you know, with this kind of an angle. Well, for me, they haven't crossed that line yet. You know, I think that it's, you know, they've kind of just like a party guy that likes to drink, you know what I'm saying? And
does like, cowboy shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it hasn't gotten too ridiculous for me yet. Like, it's not like he's like like showing up to matches hammered and stuff like that.
Yeah, not like the Scott Hall shit that happened back in WCW. Yeah. But we'll see where it goes, man. I'm stoked for anything. I love everything Adam Page does, man. Like I love this dude to death.
His alcohol stuff reminds me more like the Stone Cold shit. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like, sure, deep down you knew he was an alcoholic, but you know, like,
yeah, man. I was gonna say, we'll have to, like I said, we'll have to see. It's gonna be heartbreaking when he turns heel. Like, I wonder if he even can elicit booze at this point with his character. Be tough. I bet it would be tough for him to get booed, man.
Yeah. Any of those guys right now, at least one of them's gonna have to turn heel too.
Yeah.
You know.
Someone who's not struggling to get booed is MJF. Yeah, man. We get a quick little video. Dusty Rhodes supporting Cody, who's going to be receiving the 10 lashes. This leads us straight into the segment. You got MJF with Wardlow in the ring. Cody comes out to take the lashes like a man. Man, they milked this. This segment started. Yeah. There was about almost 15 minutes left in the show. And so I was like, I wasn't sure if it was necessarily closing the show or what was going to happen. But then it really started to make sense. They dragged it out. They built a lot of tension, a lot of drama. Cody receives lashes from MJF's personal belt. He receives them a lot of time gap in between them to sell the pain, sell the drama, and they weren't holding back. No. Cody Rhodes' back right now is jacked up. Just hop on AEW's Twitter page and they got pictures everywhere. His back is massacred, man.
Oh yeah, that was painful as.
Yes.
He is a fucking soldier.
Oh boy. After a couple lashes, he's looking after every couple lashes, Cody would be down, struggling to get back up to take the next lash. So first, Arn Anderson comes out. His coach comes out, says, comes over to Cody, says, "Don't give him the satisfaction." Kind of wills him on to get another lashing or two. Whole time MJF is screaming at Cody to quit, because of course if Cody quits during the lashes and refuses to take anymore, the match with MJF is off. And that was MJF's whole ordeal for this. Couple more lashes. Dustin Rhodes comes out in support of his brother. You know, he gets in the ring. He's pleading with MJF. I think Cody has about 5 lashes remaining. He's pleading with MJF to let Dustin take the rest of them, but that's not the deal. So he has to get out the ring. MJF delivers another 2 more lashes back to back. Oh boy, brutal stuff, man. The Bucks come out. At this point, you can tell Cody firmly has a family built around him. He's got that support system that was in question several weeks ago. Mm-hmm. It gets down to the final 2 lashes. The crowd is fully invested in this, man. They're feeling the pain for Cody. They're trying to will him through this, which is obviously painful, not gimmicks one bit so ever, man. And it's became this moment, this organic moment. It was gnarly. With the 2 remaining lashes, Cody flips off MJF, who then hands the belt over to Wardlow. And I swear to God, Wardlow hit Cody harder with that belt than I think I ever thought was possible. It literally clipped Cody's finger and cut Cody's hand open. How hard he hit him with that leather belt, man. Yeah.
I thought he literally fucking died. I was like, he went into cardiac arrest or some shit, man. I was
Jesus. For the final lash, Brandy Rhodes comes out there. Had a touching moment with Cody. Man, looked like the waterworks maybe coming out, which no one would blame him for. Gets up to his feet, takes the final lashing across the chest. Cody survives the 10 lashes. MJF instantly looks distraught because he obviously in story wanted Cody to quit. So MJF low blows him and then gets the fuck out of there. Did you see the closing shot? Did a fan attack MJF?
Maybe.
Dude, that really looked like so MJF scurries through the crowd, gets on top of the crowd, and someone's trying to take MJF down, and he's clubbing him in the back, but it's not angled like it's a wrestler trying to attack him, because you show the action. Instead, they cut away from him, and you have Wardlow and 2 security members haul off whoever's attacking MJF, and before they finally cut back to him. It legit, to me, looked like MJF had a damn crowd member, like, attacked him on air.
I think you're right, because that was really awkward, like, just the camera work and stuff right then anyway.
Yeah.
Like you said, if it was a wrestler, they would have, like, tried to get as much of it as possible, but it totally looked like they were avoiding whatever was going on,
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was a fan. I'm looking over here now. So if this, that was a fan. Unless it was a plant, it could have been a plant to really add to the vileness of it. But yeah, they got the clip here on Twitter, man. Yeah, no, that definitely looks like a damn fan right there. I wonder if I can throw that over Kevin's face. Get this on here for you. I forget, it takes a minute anyways to pull it up, but yeah, I don't know, man. You be the judge. It could have been a plant. The blows don't look too heavy that they gave him. Normally if a fan interacts with a wrestler, they'll give it to him. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's where all bets are off. You see people get knocked out, man. But I don't know. It was cool. It was really cool. It made the show go off the air like, dude, that was nuts. Whatever we just saw was nuts. But
and the thing was, for me too, man, is I went into that segment with as soon as that stipulation was announced for that match, I was like, yawn. This is stupid,
Yes.
But I can't believe this turd. So that I don't know, man. They did such a good job, and
it's one of those things on paper. You're just like, dude, this has got to bomb. This is gonna bomb. Nobody's gonna be into this. But no, it was amazing. Cody.
It was best segment of the night.
Cody's
no doubt.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Cody's gonna have a quick turnaround, man. He's got AEW's first cage match in 2 weeks against Wardlow. I think that's the final stipulation. Outside of obviously not being able to put his hands on MJF that he needs to abide by. We don't have a set date for the match with MJF, right?
Yeah, no, it's at Revolution.
It is at Revolution.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Because I think, as of right now, the only 2 confirmed matches for the card are Moxley, Jericho, and MJF and Cody.
Got you.
I'm not 100% positive about that, but I'm pretty sure they're the only matches.
Sweet deal, man. Well, let's get into the questions, man. We're we're probably pushing an hour and 20 minutes. No, we're not even at an hour yet. We're not even at an hour. Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll knock some questions out, man. Got some fan questions going on over here. Let me just go ahead and pull them up off of Twitter. We'll go ahead and
nice.
Yes, thank you guys for good looking out, you guys. Got 2 questions from the Broadcast podcast. These guys are always fun. Make sure you check them out. They are on Twitter. They are at the Broadcast. Cast is KAST. Kind of like they took some tips from you, Kevin, when it came to naming themselves.
I'm a genius.
Yeah. Kevin, I'll let this one be your question because obviously I missed a couple weeks. The first question that they ask is, what is your favorite current storyline running in AEW right now?
Man, it's got to either be the Moxley Jericho stuff or the Cody MJF stuff. It's so hard. I think I like the Cody MJF stuff just a little bit better because I feel like the seeds and stuff like that were planted a lot better, and the payoff is going to be crazy. I mean, obviously, when a championship belt's involved, it's the stakes are pretty high and the payoff's good no matter what. But this is just 2 dudes that fucking hate each other. You know what I mean? they're gonna destroy each other, and I can't wait.
Well, that and also Cody's proven to be a hell of a storyteller.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean,
Yep.
that in alone right now can add some weight to it. So cool. Their second question is, do you think AEW should add a secondary title next to the World Championship? Like the quote unquote mid card title that Cody came out and said he wouldn't want to call it a mid card belt, but dude, there's no shame in having a mid card title.
I think they need one.
I'd be for it. I would definitely be for it. If you need any proof, go look at NXT. NXT was the company before this that people were that you don't need a secondary title. They came out with the North American Championship. That thing is now extremely coveted. Does a lot for the guys who hold it. I think if AEW does something similar, they don't overthink it. They don't make it a stipulation belt or a weight restricted belt. Just make another title for people to fight over. I think yes. I think it would be great. And it would put some shine on some other guys right now because if you look at the lineup for that world title, it is stacked. Because you got right off the top of your head, you got Chris Jericho, you got obviously Cody can't, but he's still in the top guys thing.
Oh yeah.
You got Moxley, Kenny Omega, Scorpio Sky's gonna be in that mix, Pac, Hangman Page, just to name a few. And then you have so many other guys that could come out of nowhere to get it, like Rey Fenix. Maybe one of the Young Bucks down the road, to legitimize their singles career like Matt Jackson.
Well, even Adam Page still, I feel like, is in that picture too.
You easily have a lineup of guys that you could toss that world title around for the next 3 years. And all of them be credible champions that could build incredible stories. So that world title's already, in my opinion, gonna be locked down. So yeah, I think you should have another belt in there, in the mix.
100%.
Absolutely. Let's see here.
To speak to that, I have heard rumors.
Yes.
That AEW may have a 6-man tag.
Like a trios title?
Yeah.
See, no,
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, man. That point, I think the roster's too small. That's when you start getting like trios tossed together. I get it. It's a New Japan thing. New Japan's got it. You know what I mean? And it's something different. So I get why you want it, but I don't think they have the roster for it.
No, not yet. I mean, maybe down the road. Because they do have a couple of teams that I think would be cool. Obviously, SCU, I think, comes to mind. Best friends with Orange Cassidy comes to mind. You could throw together somebody from being the Elite, but, like, who else?
Well, the Elite, would be the Bucks and Kenny.
Yeah, and then maybe the Inner Circle, so a couple dudes, 3 dudes in the Inner Circle.
Yeah.
That gets a little thrown together. I mean, like...
I think I'd rather see another singles belt, but I can see them doing it.
Yeah.
Now, maybe whenever they do add the second show.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, maybe then. But for right now, if I had to choose between a trios and a second single title, I'd go for a second singles title.
Oh, yeah, no question.
By all means. Next up is All Elite Wrestling Info. On Twitter, they are at AEW Info. Check them out. They ask us, do you think Christopher Daniels is the Exalted One? No, that's going to be Brody Lee. As much as, I tossed it back and forth earlier, I fully believe that's Brody Lee.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not sure that I'm 100% sold on Brody, but it's definitely not Christopher Daniels.
I mean, if it was, it would be a clever way to bring out the Fallen Angel, bring back that name. But I don't know, man. I don't think so.
Nah. No, you know what? If he was, they would have revealed it tonight, I feel like, with what was going on.
It's true. Yeah. Maybe hold it for a pay-per-view, but who knows? I don't think so. I think Christopher,
I don't think so either.
Christopher Daniels, I believe, is SCU for life until they break up, in which case I think he goes on his like farewell singles tour where he just starts putting on hella good matches before he finally calls it quits on his career. Maybe give him maybe put him in the title picture, kind of like what he did with Impact towards the end of his Impact run, where they finally put that belt on him. Last question is at oh geez, I'm gonna butcher this. YNW Westside 420. Oh geez. He's on Twitter. He is at Westside_IVXX. So Westside_14, but 14's in Roman numerals. Make you guys go through some work with that one. He asks us, should Kenny go solo and pull the trigger on a title run? And he tells me to tag him. I think this is tagging you, bro. Yeah, absolutely. When does he pull the trigger? Probably after his feud with Pac ends. Once ultimately they ditch the tag team belts, and then his feud with Pac. Yeah, man, go ahead, send him after the title.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna shit a chicken if Moxley doesn't win the belt at Revolution, but like, I'd be into a really cool Moxley Omega feud after that for sure. You know,
pick up where they left off with that lights out match. Fuck,
yeah, exactly. That was a banger. That was crazy.
Ooh, one of the best matches I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was legit, like, match of the year contender too. I mean, Dustin and Cody was better, but
yeah,
that one was really good too.
Telling you, man. So who? So if Kenny was gonna go after the belt, you think, would you rather him go in as a face, which is obviously his character and has been his character for the last couple of years, or you want to see him go back to the cleaner and try to go after a title run as the cleaner?
Well, I'm not really familiar with New Japan all that much. Like, I mean, vaguely, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't really. I'd be into seeing, you know, heel Kenny Omega. I don't know what it's like, but I know he's really good, so I'm sure he'd be able to pull it off.
It's
awesomely.
pretty much just like face Kenny, but he strikes you more as like a video game, like Final Fantasy villain. Yeah, man, it's so.
I'm sold on it already,
dude. And he's pretentious, but not like it's weird. He's extremely full of himself, but not in like a lame way. It's hard to explain. Just type in the cleaner, and promos, and see if you can't find like a promo he cuts as the cleaner in New Japan, and you'll see what I mean. He's an extremely cool bad guy. He still had people cheering for him in New Japan, even though he was a bad guy. So yeah. That's.
I mean, look at how much people cheer Jericho in AEW now.
Right.
You know, supposed to be like the baddest heel in the company. You know.
Yeah, exactly. All right, man. I think that's our show.
Yeah.
It was a fun show, man. Rob, we miss you.
We do, Rob.
Give us an update sometime, bro, if you ever watch these things. Thank you guys for joining us on the show. Of course, make sure to click that button that's floating right above Kev's head right now to catch, I don't know, it might be NXT, it might be Raw's recap. Yeah, go ahead and select that video. Otherwise, go ahead and select the subscribe button that's right between me and Kevin. Hit that button. But until next time, you guys have a good one.